What's up, my fellow YouTube friends, family, and subscribers? This is Swift, and you're watching my Microsoft E3 2013 Global Media Briefing Impressions video. While this is a video, it plays more like a podcast, so if you got some homework to do or some multitasking on the mind, this will be a great video for you. Before the briefing kicked off, Rare announced Kinect Sports Rivals for the Xbox One, which will be released in the console's launch window this November. The reveal trailer was decent, however, Kinect and sports really aren't my thing, so I'll reserve judgment on this for someone who actually cares. I will say that the cloud was mentioned and became a staple for nearly every game Microsoft mentioned today. I would assume that's because they're trying to persuade gamers to accept the always online requirements of the console. I don't buy it, but we'll see what happens. Microsoft then opened the briefing with a bombshell we like to call Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. I was definitely impressed with this reveal and I'm excited about the new features. Metal Gear Solid 5 is set in Afghanistan this time and promises to be an open world experience a la Grand Theft Auto. The game features new stealth elements and emphasis on vehicles such as horses, jeeps, and even tanks. The visuals look simply fantastic and the environment's believable, gritty, and wide open for your exploration enjoyment. My favorite scene from the demo places Snake in the bushes as an enemy vehicle approaches nearby, stopping to shoo away a horde of goats blocking the road. Snake then jumps into the back of the vehicle and stealthily catches a ride, leading him closer to his destination. The game promises multiple options for each objective and looks to continue in the successful and sneaky footsteps of the Metal Gear Solid franchise. Next on the agenda, Microsoft revealed a new version of the 360, available immediately, which appears to be packaged with the Kinect. Xbox Live Gold will carry over to the Xbox One, and Microsoft has announced that starting in July, Xbox Live Gold members will receive 2 free games per month as a reward for being golden. The first 2 freebies announced are Assassin's Creed 2 and Halo 3. Not bad. So before continuing with the Xbox One, Microsoft announced 3 new 360 games which will be launching within the next year. Game number 1 is a 360 version of the hit MMO World of Tanks, which will be free to Xbox Live Gold members and promises to be a worthy port of the PC version. Game number 2 is Max, Curse of the Brotherhood, and appears to be a pseudo 2D, side-scrolling platformer with a childish cartoon-style theme. I was neither impressed nor disappointed with it, so it will be interesting to see how my opinion changes as more information is revealed. And last but certainly not least, Dark Souls motherfucking 2, son, releasing in March of 2014. The game's visuals are vastly improved over Dark Souls, and this was one of my favorite trailers of the entire briefing. The combat and gameplay appear very similar to previous Souls titles, which I believe is a great thing. If it's not broke, don't fix it, and the Souls series definitely isn't broken. Transitioning back to the Xbox One, Phil Spencer announced Crytek's new endeavor, Ryse, Son of Rome, an action-adventure style combat game. The game featured stunning visuals and a D-Day style beach invasion on a massive scale. The screen was literally littered with soldiers and heart-pounding action, firebombs and arrow assaults taking comrades out around the player. The game features a Dark Souls style shield and sword-based combat system which looked promising. However, I was not impressed with what appeared to be a host of QuickTime event style button prompts that appeared during combat. I'm still very interested in the title and was stunned when the allies joined together to form a 300 style shield wall to block incoming arrow vaults from enemies. Comrades who had their shields down at the wrong time dropped in the sand in agony as the arrows pierced their skin. Watching allies fall in combat as the surviving troops marched further toward the enemy really helped to engulf me in the experience. The game features extreme violence and limb-chopping action, and I can't wait to learn more leading up to its launch window release later this year. The next announcement has been a long time coming, and will make nearly any old-school Rare and fighting game fan salivate with utter joy. Killer Instinct returns as an Xbox One exclusive, which is said to be launching later this year. Confirmed characters so far are Jago, Glacius, and Saberwolf. However, I was not very impressed with the combat, and I think Jago looks terrible. Instead of the badass ninja of the past, we have some kind of generic Borderlands 2 reject. The visuals were nice and the particle effects amazing, millions of sparks showering the environment after a fireball makes contact, but I just really don't feel the art design. The characters look comedic, generic, and uninspired. The combos also looked a little stiff to me, so I would definitely have to keep my eye on this one before deciding whether or not to make a purchase. You fuck this up, and I'll fuck you up. Killer Instinct best not be fucked up. Anyways, after Killer Instinct, Insomniac Games' new foray Sunset Overdrive was announced, which is an open-world shooter that features a goofy, cartoon-style appearance resembling Team Fortress 2 and promises to take use of Microsoft's cloud to change the game on a daily basis. I wasn't blown away by this game, but I'm definitely interested in following its development, as I'm quite a huge fan of Insomniac Games. Next was Forza 5 and the announcement of their new cloud-based Drivatar system, which allows players to gain rewards based on their driving styles and race against friends even when not playing. Basically, the system will allow friends to race against an AI designed around your driving style and reward your AI for beating friends. The system seems interesting, yet once again focuses on the cloud. After Forza, Microsoft showed off more of their original IP Quantum Break. The trailer definitely topped the previous one in my opinion, showcasing an explosion scene frozen in time, and another interesting aspect of gameplay. The protagonist has the ability to restore time to objects or people that he touches, and he utilizes this ability to rescue a woman caught in the middle of the explosion. I'm definitely more interested in this game now, and look forward to learning more about it in the future. Next on the list is Deadly Premonition developers' new episodic murder mystery game D4, exclusive to the Xbox One. Not much was revealed, but what I did see was interesting. The game appears to be cel-shaded, and the scenes shown featured combat on an airplane that looks to be doomed to a nasty fate. Time will tell. Microsoft Studios' Project Spark looks to be Minecraft on crack mixed with Fable and a Little Big Planet. It has a cartoon-style atmosphere and promises unparalleled freedom to create and share content across, you guessed it, the cloud. I wasn't entirely impressed with this game, but I do believe it has a lot of potential, and I look forward to learning more about it in the future. After Project Spark, Microsoft took a break on game reveals to announce that the Xbox One will feature similar recording and sharing capabilities seen on the PlayStation 4 and will also feature exclusive live streaming via Twitch TV that will utilize the Kinect for commentary purposes. Friends lists will also be beefed up beyond the current 100-slot limit, and Microsoft points will be a thing of the past. Instead, Microsoft will utilize wallet-style features a la PS3. Next on the list was another Xbox One exclusive, Crimson Dragon, which is a successor to the Panzer Dragoon series and apparently focuses on Kinect functionality. The game looks great, if not just a beefed up version of previous Panzer games, which isn't a bad thing at all. I am interested in the game, but I cannot say that I'm very excited about it. Next, Capcom dropped a bomb on the world with the announcement of the Xbox One exclusive game Dead Rising 3, featuring new protagonist Nick Ramos and his fight for survival in zombie-infested Los Perdidos, California. The game features a streamlined world boasting zero loading times and a beautiful visual style that really brings home the look and feel of a zombie apocalypse. Vehicles play a more predominant role this time around, yet won't make the game too easy. Zombies will latch to cars and bust through windows in an attempt to snag a piece of Nick Ramos' sweet Spanish flesh. The game features an upgraded crafting system, even more zombies on screen than ever before, and the lead character Ramos comes to life with spoken monologue that provides a sense of realism, seriousness, and emotion not seen in previous installments of the franchise. Dead Rising 3 is set to release this holiday, and I'm definitely excited to get my hands on this one. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt was the next reveal, and it boasts open-world free-roaming gameplay featuring 100+ hours of content and optional voice commands on the Xbox One version, which utilize the Kinect. I'm not a fan of the Witcher series, but this game definitely made me feel as if I've been missing out. It wasn't one of my favorite reveals of the day, but it definitely wasn't the worst. Battlefield 4 was next, boasting 60 frames per second. However, no word on the resolution was revealed, leading me to believe that the rumors that it will only be 720p are true. Microsoft announced that the first DLC, Second Assault, will be released first on the Xbox One. I was incredibly impressed with the gameplay trailer, which featured a battleship which was cut in half right in front of the player, combat spilled onto the decks of this busted ship, where jets crashed across the surface, crushing any soldiers in their path and splashing into the ocean with incredible force. You got my attention, Battlefield. You got my attention. Next up was a quick reveal of the Xbox One exclusive Suedo 2D, 3D style arcade game titled What Lies Below. The game features an interesting art style and features a mystery element that definitely had me interested in learning more. Then, Tusk Studios showed off a trailer for an untitled game which featured a Splinter Cell-esque stealth experience that really didn't impress me that much. It was clear that the title was very early in development, as the trailer was only around 20 seconds long. But they really need to differentiate themselves from Splinter Cell and other stealth games, because to me it just looks like more of the same. The big guns were exposed next with the reveal of a new Halo title from 343 Industries. Strangely, the 5 moniker was not attached. The trailer begins with a cloaked man walking through a desert. Violent winds stir up sand and cause an atmospheric rise of tension as the cloaked man comes to a stop. The ground begins to give way as a robotic creature rises from the sand and the cloaked man removes his disguise. Master Chief is back, baby! What? The reveal was definitely not gameplay, but it was impressive nonetheless. 343 promises 60 frames per second and a 2014 release date, presumably fall. I can't wait to learn more about this one, folks, and I pray that Microsoft doesn't continue to screw over consumers, because it would be a shame if I had to skip this game. The final game revealed at Microsoft's briefing was Respawn Entertainment's Titanfall. Many of Respawn Entertainment's members worked previously for Infinity Ward, but to say this game is Call of Duty with mechs would be providing it a severe disservice. I was extremely impressed with this game and cannot wait to play it. It appears that jetpacks are a default loadout and seem to lend well to the gameplay. Multiplayer focuses around custom mechs that are rewarded to players over time via kill streaks. However, failing can make the wait for a mech longer. When piloting a mech, players have the ability to stop bullets in their path and fire them back at the enemy. Also, upon critical damage, players can eject from their mechs and land on top of other mechs or even players. Respawn revealed that mechs are unique to the player and cannot be hijacked, however they can be destroyed. This game looks to be a AAA title which has the potential to change multiplayer as we know it and provide hundreds of hours of quality entertainment. Consider me excited. Microsoft revealed that the Xbox One will cost $499 in the United States and will ship this November. However, they have not addressed the DRM, used game, and sharing issues that have left many gamers on the fence about the console. Despite Microsoft's strong briefing, I am still not on board with the console and will not purchase one unless Microsoft clears up these issues. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to my thoughts on Microsoft's E3 briefing, and stay tuned to Gaming with Swift for my opinions on Sony's briefing and Nintendo as more information is released.